Welcome back to the Flix Capacitor podcast. We've got so much movie news to talk about before we have our very special guest on today. Broen, do you have any movie news for me? Because I got a frick ton for you, baby.
I actually don't think I do have any. I feel like I might somewhere in this cranium of mine that I bought.
Dude, cranium
But
is an awesome word. Like, if it didn't mean what it meant, imagine like a villain being like, "Come to my secret cranium." You know what I mean, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't think I have any, so shoot with yours.
shoot. All right.
I went shooting, and my shoulder is fucked up. I shot
Yeah.
a 30-06, and let's see if you can still see the bruise. Look at that. Look at that bruise on there. Look at that bruise on there.
You shot 30 kids? Oh my god.
I shot 30-06.
Okay. So, I'm sending you some stuff right now.
Oh yeah.
So, first, I literally just had an aneurysm that was not on purpose.
First, call an ambulance having a stroke.
First thing of movie news is Pruitt Taylor Vince has been cast as Jonathan Kent, aka Kal-El's dad, fake dad in Superman.
Well, Clark Kent's dad.
Sure.
Kal-El's dad is Jor-El.
Yeah, is George. Yes, so I just sent you a picture of him because I didn't know him by name, but once I saw a picture of him, I did know him. He was in The Walking Dead.
He's in season 2 of The Walking Dead. He plays the big guy. I forgot his name. The big guy that Shane kills when they go to the school to get
Otis.
Dude,
so fucking sad, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever get into The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I watched the first. I stopped watching after the first Negan episode. After he killed Glenn, I was like, fuck it. Because I read the comics and I was like, I know where this is going. I don't want to see it in live action. Yeah. Plus, the show had gotten bad at that point. Anyway.
I think seasons 1 through like 5 genuinely are like peak television.
I think 1 and 2 are perfect, especially 2. Like 2 is like one of the best.
I love
3 is okay.
Rick.
3 is okay. 4 I didn't like. 5 was good. 4 I just didn't like every episode was about a different, because they all were split up and shit. I was not a fan of that.
I just love the character of Rick so much, and that's when I stopped watching was season 9 when Rick left, because that was what kept bringing me back to the show was Rick as a character. I love that character. I love seeing the person that he's become, you know, the ups and downs of his life since this apocalypse. And once they got rid of him and Andrew Lincoln, I was just like, I'm out. And then they have the new one. He's back.
Yeah.
They have the new one. They have like 7 fucking spinoffs, which is stupid.
Yeah, Daryl's in Italy for some whatever.
Yeah.
Stupid. Anyway, so Pruitt Taylor Vince has been cast as Jonathan Kent, and Neva Howell has been cast as Martha Kent.
Huh.
I just sent you a picture of her.
Yep.
So obviously not huge names, right?
Right.
Why do you think James Gunn has cast 2 great character actors and not big names as Jonathan and Ma Kent?
Well, we do know that Superman is not going to be an origin story, so we probably will only see Jonathan through flashbacks.
Oh, interesting. See, I just kind of thought back to the original Superman from 1978. I guess not the original, but you know what I mean. It's 1978 Superman, because Pa Kent wasn't in it for that long. He died within like the first 20 minutes.
No, he died, and he just kind of died of a heart attack, which, I mean, he dies of a heart attack in the comics too. For Martha, why did you say that name?
Dude, every time I got Martha as a name at Starbucks, I would take a picture of it because I just thought it was so funny.
It's like your camera roll is just full of Starbucks drinks with Martha on it.
Yeah.
It's like, look at my collection.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
For Mama Kent, I don't know. Maybe she's just not going to be in it for very long, and you know, maybe
I'm thinking they're not going to be in it a ton.
Because maybe we're just not going to see Kansas a whole lot. I'm assuming he's already going to be in Metropolis, so he's probably not going to see Mama Kent a whole lot. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe we're only going to see her through flashbacks.
I just don't know because in Man of Steel, obviously Kevin Costner and Diane Lane or something.
Diane
I,
Lane, I think.
she's I mean both incredible and very big
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
So it's super interesting. And obviously in 78 Superman it was freaking Marlon Brando as Jor-El. So and then Russell Crowe as Jor-El in Man of Steel. So like these characters have always been big actors. And so I think it's super interesting that they're not in this one, but I think that kind of like you said like is kind of telling us it's they're not going to be that important, or not they're very important characters, but they're not going to have that much screen time.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at, and you agree. My next thing, do you have anything else to say about it?
No.
I just kind of want to knock through all these. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All I'm gonna say is I'm fucking so excited for this movie.
I'm super excited for this movie.
I think it's gonna blow everybody's minds. Because James Gunn originally said no, because they went to him to direct a Superman movie before they wanted him to run DC,
Yeah.
and he said no. I don't know how to do that.
He also wanted to put Superman as the villain in The Suicide Squad. He wanted Henry Cavill's Superman to be the villain, and they said no.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, he said I don't want to direct a Superman movie. I don't know how to do that. I'm not there yet. And now that he is doing it, I think that really shows us that he is confident and knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He's self-aware of
he knows what he wants to do.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And he knows exactly what Superman should be. He's really active on the internet telling us these are my what is the word I'm looking for? Influences.
You can tell that he is excited.
He's excited and he loves Superman.
Yeah.
He loves that character. He's a comic book nerd, and that's what you want. Obviously you also want a good director, but you want somebody who likes the character and cares about the character and knows the character. So my next thing for movie news is I talked to you about it last night. Steven Spielberg is set to direct a UFO film. Which I'm very excited about.
Okay, so I looked on IMDb to see if I could find it, and I couldn't find. Where did you read that?
Jeff Snyder's newsletter.
Okay,
who we have had on the show before.
Obviously, he's reliable.
That episode. Yeah. Go back to
like 2 episodes.
That episode, yeah,
like 2 or 3 episodes ago. No, I'm super excited. I think this is right up Spielberg's alley, obviously, because he reinvented the UFO genre with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and then brought us something different and unique with E.T., which is just an absolutely beautiful film. What? You're making a face.
Guess who's writing this movie?
Who?
If it happens.
Okay, who?
The original screenwriter for Jurassic Park.
Oh, while he's also writing Jurassic Park, like 7 or whatever, 8, 9. Which one is it? 7?
14, fucking whatever it is.
Yeah.
No. So I am very excited about this. Anything Steven Spielberg, I'm going to be excited about. I don't care what the fucking movie is. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But this is very because you know he is Steven Spielberg has really evolved as a filmmaker. Through the years. I mean, you can see I wouldn't say progression, but the trail of films that he's left us throughout his entire career. I mean, he put out a movie 2 years ago and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But it's a very different kind of movie than he's done than Jurassic Park or Jaws or whatever.
You know what I kind of feel like this is? I feel like this is him getting older, kind of feeling like I only have so many movies left to tell. And he's probably like, you know what I want to do again? I want to do a good UFO movie again. Just one more time.
Yeah.
Just one more time. Yeah. I could just, and I hope it's a small scale movie. I would love it to be, a smaller scale like Close Encounters was. Well, I mean, Close Encounters was somewhat of a small scale. It followed one character.
Yeah.
I mean, it had multiple characters, but it really followed Richard Dreyfuss as a character. And you haven't seen that yet, right? Close Encounters? Oh, it's great. It's great.
I have it on 4K. I'm very excited. But
I want it on 4K. I don't know why I don't have it on 4K.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this except for the fact that I hope it happens and I'm very excited.
I hope it happens. Yep.
Now, to some somewhat I'm interested to see how you feel about this. Blade. Marvel Studios is still doing Blade, right?
Right.
It is official. It is starting to shoot either this summer or next summer. I don't remember which summer, but it is officially on schedule to shoot. Okay.
After writing like the 20th script.
They are rewriting the script for the 5th time right now.
Oh my gosh.
However, I read that and I was like, oh, fucking, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
I mean, I'd rather they rewrite it to make it good than just be like, good enough.
That's what I'm saying. And according to, again, Jeff Snyder, who is where I get a lot of my movie news, he said it's kind of just going back to basics and Blade's just going to kill a fuck ton of vampires. And I was like, that's what we need.
Needs to be. That's
obviously
try to be different.
Story.
Try to be different than Wesley Snipes. You know, don't try to replicate Wesley Snipes, but pay some respect to it. You know, acknowledge that this isn't the first time we've seen the character.
It doesn't have to be a giant multiverse Secret Wars level movie, right?
Absolutely not.
It should be street level.
Yeah.
Blade is street level, but he's a fucking
a vampire hunter. He's an underground vampire hunter. Yeah, who's half vampire.
Mahershala Ali is one of my favorite actors working today.
And I heard he was almost out. I heard he was getting pissed with them.
Well, he's also getting older. I mean, he's been attached to this for at least 5 years,
which is wild.
It's fucking insane. Or maybe 4 years, but it's been a long time.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
He's getting older. He's got other stuff to do. He is definitely a wanted actor. He's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
One of my top 5 actors working today. So I hope he stays on. Like I said, they are set to shoot soon, but you never know, especially with Marvel and whatever the fuck's going on over there at Disney. You never know, but I'm very excited for this movie. I have so much hope for it because, especially with Deadpool Wolverine coming out,
which we'll talk about.
We will talk about.
Yeah.
With them being comfortable doing rated R stuff, Blade is. I think it's going to be really good.
I hope so. I hope it is.
I think it's going to be good. And if it's not after 5 times writing the script, then whatever. Now, do you have anything else to say about Blade?
Nope.
Okay. I've got 3 more movie newses. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons directors that you were talking about the other day. Right?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Are in talks to direct Spider-Man 4.
Yep. I think that was a movie news I had.
Not Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, because a lot of people thought that's what they meant. I sincerely fucking doubt it.
No, it's not.
No. Because they were in talks to direct Homecoming.
Right. Well, because they wrote. John Francis Daley wrote Homecoming.
He was a writer on it.
Yeah.
And so I really think that could work tonally.
I think it could too.
All I'm hoping is that they don't undo everything No Way Home did. I want to see Peter Parker struggling. I want to see him in his shitty apartment. I don't want everybody to remember who he is.
I don't mind Zendaya being in the movie, but honestly, give her maybe like one scene at the end where Peter,
or make it like to where he's like not stalking, but like
keeping an eye.
Keeping an eye out on her, like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But I think that's very exciting. They're not officially doing it yet, but they are in talks.
I'd be down for that.
And then I'd be super down for it. Next movie news is Norrin Radd may still be in the Fantastic Four film. Very exciting. I think he's going to be the MCU's Silver Surfer. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I hope so.
Chernobyl or whatever the fuck her name is.
Chernobyl
or whatever. Yeah. The female Silver Surfer. I think she'll be like the Fantastic Four's universe.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if he's in it for like a post-credit scene or something like that, or even referenced, you know what I mean? I don't think they're just going to not do Norrin Radd. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's like if they did Ironheart and didn't do Iron Man, like that. I just don't think they would do that.
Absolutely. You're right. You're totally right.
But anyway, and then my last piece of movie news is the Deadpool Wolverine trailer that came out today. As of what's today?
The 22nd.
4/22, 2 days after 4/20. Keep on blazing or not. Do whatever you want to do.
We're gonna talk about it with our guest.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
So
sorry.
Theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show after that wonderful theme created by a man who probably kisses really well. I wouldn't know because I haven't had the opportunity yet. But today we have a very,
I've
very special. Huh?
never kissed anybody in my entire life.
Oh, okay. Well,
Never felt the touch of a woman.
well, that sounds like a personal problem. We have an awesome guest today. We have Fluffie Duffy
Woo!
Oh,
himself,
wow.
Harlan Duffy. Harlan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Our pleasure. Again, yeah, for those of you that don't know, we had him on a while ago. We had a lot of technical difficulties. It took us a while to figure some stuff out, and then we kind of just came to the conclusion, let's just ask if he wants to be on again. We can start fresh, do it right this time.
Gladly. I'm glad to come back on again.
Let's
Awesome.
go.
We appreciate you for that.
First
Of
up,
course.
we are gonna. I don't know if you watched it, Harlan. I'm assuming you did. The Deadpool and Wolverine trailer.
First thing when I woke up.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Me too,
Yeah.
honestly. I woke up to a text from my friend and I was like, should I wait to record my reaction? And I was like, I can't wait. I got to watch this right now.
I never do trailer reactions, but I just felt like I needed to for this.
Are you glad you
Did
did?
you?
Yeah, I did. It's up now. I was
Oh.
quick with it.
Oh, I didn't see it.
But-
I haven't really been on a whole lot today.
Well, I'm going to hold it against you for the rest of the time. So.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so initial thoughts, I guess. Well, like what did you think? You know, it opens up with Logan.
It reminded me of the game that's coming out.
I said that too, but then like on playback, I was like, that's kind of just a bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. For one thing I was able to gather, I mean, I don't know if this is I guess just a theory. From what it looks like this is obvious, like he's probably just before the age he is in Logan, but it's like he lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because in Logan, obviously he had Charles, he had what's his name? The Caliban. So I think this is he lost everyone. He lost everything. And this is like right before that age where he is how old he is in Logan. Because I think he's like 200 in Logan, or like almost 200 years old by the time Logan.
I have no idea. Well, probably around then.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I watched Logan recently because it's so
a banger.
Good. It's so good, and I was curious and I looked it up, and I think he's like around 200. So we're getting almost another old man Logan take on it.
I obviously was just obsessed with the suit, right? But I never really thought
Yes.
about like what Logan is this, and I think the fact that they're taking an approach where it's kind of an alternate universe Logan, I mean, it makes sense, but the
absolutely.
fact that there's so much tragedy mixed into it, I think is going to make for a really interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Well, another thing is that with Hugh Jackman's performance just from this trailer, it's not just, you know, Wolverine yelling and stuff. You can see that he actually cares. You know, you can see. Yeah, I'm so excited to see both of them, both Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, react, because you can tell that this is something that they've been trying to do forever.
It's a passion project for sure.
Absolutely. And yeah, and then we got shots of the suit without the sleeves.
Yeah. Dude,
I was not expecting that.
The shot, he still has his sleeves in this shot, but the shot where it's like his knuckles and the claws are slowly coming out looked fucking incredible. Oh my god.
In the suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we've never like seen like a close up like that before, kind of thing. I was just like, holy shit, that looks so fucking good, dude. I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's so many little things in this movie that I'm so excited for. We got a little sneak peek. I don't know if I'm kind of jumping ahead on your list, bro, but
no, you're good.
Of small cameos.
Yeah.
Around like the whole Ant-Man.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? The Ant-Man head. I had to do a double take when I watched it. I was like, whoa.
It's got to be an alternate universe where obviously, you know, maybe it's where they lost in Endgame, you know, because he was Giant Man in that.
Yeah.
So maybe they lost in Endgame.
I do know, I from what it sounds like, it's like a lot of this movie is going to be taking place in what people are calling the void.
Yeah.
So I think what this is just gonna be like a bunch of weird cameos and dead Avengers, but I can't wait. I
I'm
cannot
so
wait.
excited.
Are there any other MCU characters or like Avengers that you think might make a cameo? Like Spider-Man, because I don't know if that's kind of putting it out there, but everyone has been begging for a Spider-Man Deadpool crossover, so maybe we'll get a taste of that in this.
If I had the ability to put Spider-Man in this movie, I would do so without any hesitation. However, that might be the most difficult cameo
Yeah.
ever
Which
to get.
Spider-Man?
Well, I mean any of them, but if I could choose, you know what? Okay, all right. This is going against every fiber in my being, right? But Tom Holland would be the best one to meet Deadpool.
You think so?
I think Tom Holland would be awesome to meet Deadpool, but personally, and I know Parker's gonna agree with me.
Andrew?
Oh, I was gonna say the Japanese Spider-Man. Yeah,
No,
I think
Andrew.
I would love to see Andrew interact with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, because Ryan Reynolds and Andrew Garfield, they match each other's energy so well. Like there was that
They
scene,
kissed at the Oscars.
the kiss at the Oscars.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I just think Tom Holland is like not on the same level as they are, so I feel like he would kind of stick out like a sore thumb in between all those great actors. You know what I mean?
The only reason I say Tom Holland is because I do feel like Andrew Garfield's and Deadpool's humor are actually pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
their vibes are pretty similar, but like Tom Holland's Spider-Man has a much more like childlike energy, adolescent, whatever. And just going off of that, I think it would be a slightly more interesting contrast. However, with that said, if any Spider-Man appeared in this movie, I'd be like, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win.
I feel like Andrew would match Deadpool's energy, but Tom would be like
Tom would make more
freak
sense.
out. He would freak out about Deadpool's energy. Like, why the fuck did you just rip that guy's head off?
Yeah.
Or, like,
I
and
think it would just make more sense if Tom Holland was in it. Like it'd be really random to bring Andrew back, especially after No Way Home.
But who knows at this point?
Yeah, I mean it's we're probably not even scratching the surface, to be honest. I just hope they don't. Well, I don't think they're gonna fumble it, because I just remember the Multiverse of Madness marketing, and I do like that movie a lot. But like the marketing was like, you have no idea how many cameos are gonna be in the. You don't even know, and then it's like we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did know. You told us. We saw it all. So I'm very, very fucking excited for this movie.
do you think we're gonna get Doctor Strange in this movie, because we saw a portal at the end?
All right.
They jumped through a portal at the end, so
Whose
So-
portal is it?
I've been that's one of the most interesting theory points of this trailer, right? And I think I saw Soups being like, they're joining the MCU. I would be surprised if that was the final part of the movie and it was them going into the MCU.
that was the
I'm-
final shot.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too.
It's
Really?
so it's I think what it is I think they're going to be going through those portals several times. I would be surprised if that's the only one. We could look back on this video 4 months from now and be like, wow, Harlan has never been more wrong. But I would be surprised if that was the only one, because there can be in Multiverse of Madness there are sorcerers in other universes.
Yeah.
So
No,
we'll see.
absolutely.
But I also think it's probably not Doctor Strange, because he's with Charlize Theron right now.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I've only seen Multiverse of Madness once. As much as Parker liked it, I was not a fan.
It was fine. It was, out of all the Phase 4 movies, it's definitely on my if I were to split them into like halves of the ones I didn't like and the ones I did like, it'd definitely be in the did like pile.
Yeah.
But it's at the bottom of the did like pile.
It
Yeah.
it's I'm kind of the same. It's kind of in the middle for me because unlike movies like Eternals where I just flat out really didn't enjoy it, or even Black Widow where I just had too many problems with it, by the time I was finished watching Doctor Strange, I liked it, but then the more I thought about it, the less I liked it.
Mm.
You know?
I feel as if Black Widow and Multiverse of Madness are pretty neck and neck in
Really?
terms of how much I like them. Because Black
There
Widow isn't bad.
there were moments in Black Widow that I really liked, but overall I don't really have any interest to revisit it.
Yeah.
No, because it's yes, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that Black Widow, I don't think I've seen Black Widow more than once.
I
But
haven't.
every other MC movie I've seen more than once.
I think I've actually, funny enough, I think I've seen Black Widow twice because I think I tried to give it another try and I was like, so
Back to good movies. This
are
movie looks really good.
is
Yes.
is there anything else that that happened in the trailer that caught your eyes or
One
Go
thing
ahead. Go ahead.
I really am excited for this is I think throughout the entire run of the X-Men we've heard Hugh Jackman drop an F-bomb once.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna fix that problem. by the
well,
end
I
of
mean
this
aside
movie.
from Logan.
Oh, right. But that was more serious. This is more funny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean his first word because I mean I literally just watched it like the other day. His first word in that movie is fuck because he wakes up in the
Oh.
limo when they're jacking the limo up.
that is actually kind of. I need to rewatch that movie. Oh, it's a banger.
It's so good. I still cried.
I'm kind of like I'm just really interested to see where they take the character of Logan in this movie because there's that one shot where Deadpool has the gun to his head and he just fucking like
Leans
Yeah.
into it.
and is like,
Yeah.
I'm down, do it. You know, and I was like, like that made me kind of sad. I was like, damn, this guy's fucked.
I loved
Yeah.
the when Deadpool's like, "Hey there, Peanut," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Look, lady."
Yeah.
I like the
thought-
shot where he's like on top of Deadpool and Deadpool's like shooting into his fucking ribs. That
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
was crazy. I'm so hyped for this movie. I think it's gonna be so good.
No, it's gonna be great. And I love the director Sean Levy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can tell that every single person involved with this movie is so involved. You know, you can tell that
Mhm.
everyone there is happy to be there. Everyone is passionate about it. And yes, like we were saying earlier, this is absolutely a passion project for Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, probably Sean Levy too. This is probably something that Ryan Reynolds has been talking to Sean Levy ever since they started doing Free Guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
so
I'm just excited. Well, I'm not just excited. I'm excited for them to poke fun at Disney and like Kevin Feige. Like the Feige joke was so good.
That
to
was
me.
great.
I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. I'm just very excited for it to be very self-aware. And very self-aware of where the MCU. Like, I wonder if they'll talk about the state of the MCU. Like, make a joke about it. Like, post Endgame has not been great or something.
Like on one hand, I'm like, Marvel doesn't have the balls to do that, but Ryan Reynolds does.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah.
I am. Do you think we're gonna get Deadpool in the crossover movies, like Secret Wars and stuff? Like, do you think we're gonna get Deadpool in a PG-13 MCU movie?
I don't know. You run into the problem where Deadpool is such like a fourth wall breaking, unique character that if you throw him in a traditional narrative, it's just not going to work that well.
Unless you have like the right director.
Right.
that
It'll be really
knows what
tricky.
they're doing.
So
I think that could actually help it. The fact that he's a fourth wall breaker, because he could enter the movie for like his first scene in the movie, he could break the fourth wall and be like, "Oh, by the way, this is a PG-13 movie, so I can only say fuck once, so I have to say that. Ah, shit." You know, or
but also like I do like if that's like if he comes into that scene and he breaks the fourth wall, it almost changes the vibe of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
could you
yeah, that's
imagine if
true.
in Endgame when like killing a what's their name? The Thanos's like henchman?
Like Abani Ma
Yeah, like he
or
kills one of the
yeah.
Deadpool. If Deadpool was in there when Tony Stark is about to, save the entire universe, he goes, "Can you believe this shit?" Like something stupid like that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I don't know. It could work, but it'd be really tricky.
It would be tricky. It absolutely would be tricky. I think it could work. I definitely think Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds has a lot of Ryan Reynolds probably has the most creative control when it comes to comic book characters. I can't think. I mean, Tony RDJ maybe, but
No, I think you're definitely spot on with that one because I think especially for Deadpool 3, actually he's been as involved as any creative producer for Deadpool since day
since
one.
since X-Men Origins, because he wanted to do Deadpool, and they said, "Well, this is the Deadpool we're doing, so either you do it, and we'll
Yeah.
see where it goes, or we cast someone else." And so he took, it was a hard pill to swallow, but he did it. And Ryan Reynolds is the reason that Deadpool 2 wasn't directed by Tim Miller, because they were clashing heads, and Ryan Reynolds had final say over the director.
Yeah.
And so
Which is kind of crazy, but what are your guys' thoughts on Deadpool 2?
I love Deadpool 2. I love Deadpool 2. Actually, I think it's better than the first one. I enjoy it more than the first one. I'll say that. I enjoy it more than the first one because it's so much more chaotic, and it feels more like a Deadpool comic to me, because the Deadpool comics are just so chaotic.
I haven't read the comics, so I can't.
I've only read a few.
Oh,
But I'm just
okay.
I'm
Parker,
not.
what about you?
I think I've only seen it once. I remember really liking it, but I do think the first one is better. I think it's got a better narrative, and it's got just a better story. And I think it's got a better idea of what it wants to be, the first one.
I think I would give Deadpool, the first one, a 9 out of 10, and Deadpool 2 maybe like an 8.5.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
They're very close.
I would give
People
them
hate
both an
Deadpool 2 for some
8.5.
reason. I don't know why people hate Deadpool 2, but I do like it a lot. I'm down for a rewatch though.
No, I think they're both great, and yeah, I would probably say that the first Deadpool is probably a better movie, but the one I just can't help but enjoy more is Deadpool 2. I love Russell. Every time Russell speaks, I can't help but laugh. His super thick New Zealand accent is part of his character.
No, you know what? I get this is a much more jarring comparison, but like, I love Spider-Man, but Spider-Man 3 will always have a special place in my heart. I know I'm wrong, but I can't help it.
As long as you know that, like, as
Yeah.
long as you accept it, you know what I mean? Like, you can like whatever the fuck you want to like, but like,
yeah, as long as you're not saying best comic book casting ever, Topher Grace. You know.
Well, no.
It's so funny you should say that.
Insane hill to die on. We just like click him out of the chat.
I wouldn't blame you. I'd understand.
That's awesome.
But bro, we have some questions for Harlan, don't we?
We sure do. All right.
All right.
So we're gonna do a movie question first. Keep it, and
relevant.
So, what was it that really made you want to get into movie themed content creation? So I guess it's like a 2-in-1 question where, like, what made you love movies so much that you could dedicate a whole content page to it? And also, what got you into doing content creation?
Cool. All right. So I'll start with content creation first, because that one's a little bit easier. I've been doing content creation since I was like in 6th grade.
Nice.
It was awful. It was awful content that I hope nobody ever finds, but it's out there.
Is it similar to what you're doing now, or is it more like sketch
not
comedy
at all.
stuff?
It was sketch comedy, and then it was like vlogs, and
yeah,
I just loved doing it, and I loved making my little videos.
Yeah. Oh no, I was in the same boat. Yeah.
And then that did eventually, because then I stopped doing that when I got to high school, and because I was doing theater there. And I think that my dad would show me movies. I think I saw Taxi Driver when I was like 10 years old. Didn't get it, but I saw it. But I think just like that got me into movies over time, and then I found my own appreciation for it. And then kind of like the 1-2 combo of the pandemic was like, I'm really into movies right now and I need a creative outlet. And I can't do theater, so I might as well just upload TikToks. And that's kind
Nice.
of what I started doing.
Were
And then it
you
just kind of came
on?
up from that.
Yeah, were you on TikTok before? Like, did you already have TikTok and you just scroll through, or did you download it specifically for?
No. Like kind of like how everybody does TikTok. Like you use a trending sound or you use a
Yeah,
filter. That's kind of what I was doing. And then I was collecting Blu-rays before I started doing TikTok. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna review all my Blu-rays. And so I was
nice.
doing that. And then eventually down the line, my girlfriend at the time was like, why don't you do like fun facts for every movie as well? And I was like, okay. And then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Parker, second question.
All right, I guess.
And this
I'll
is a
go.
random. This is a random question
Yeah,
that
we
we got.
thought we want to get to know you outside of film.
Okay.
Because movies are stupid. Okay.
Fair. Based.
What based. All right. In your opinion, Senior Harlan,
Yes.
what is the best fast food company and what is the worst fast food company?
All right. Okay. So that is an interesting question because you could say, what's the best place to get fast food? But you're asking me about the company specifically.
Not like the way they run the company.
Okay, that's a curveball right there.
Best marketing out of all the fast food. No, it's like what's your favorite fast food place to go to and what's your least favorite? What do you think is just the fucking worst?
The fucking worst. I'm really not an Arby's guy.
I don't know anyone that is. I
I'm
mean,
pretty-
Arby's is better than Burger King in my opinion.
I don't like either of them.
All right. Well, here's my one. The one thing Burger King, in my opinion, has on Arby's
Chicken
is
fries.
the Impossible Whopper.
Oh, okay.
Because if you have a vegan or vegetarian friend, you can still go to Burger King.
Fair enough.
Arby's. Also, I have a little personal grievance against Arby's because during their whole #MeatCraft campaign, do you guys remember that?
No.
No.
I'm not
This
on
is one-
Arby's side of TikTok. Sorry.
No, this was maybe like 2014. Like this was
Oh.
a while
I thought
ago.
you were going to say 24 years ago. I was like, were you there?
No, I was not there. But they did like it was #MeatCraft. That was a campaign, and the last frame of the ad is at #MeatCraft. But this is 2014. I'm like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my god, I said Minecraft, but I couldn't see. So this is when I had cable and I had to pause the time to get it, and it said #MeatCraft. So that's why Arby's is my least favorite fast food place, because I'm still holding that grudge. But my favorite, there's a lot that are tied. You know what? Honestly, do you guys have Potbellies?
I've heard of it. I've never had it though.
That's a sandwich chain that's pretty big around here. And they have like a pick your pair sort of thing where you get a 6-inch sandwich and a soup or mac and cheese for $8.
That's not bad.
And it goes pretty hard.
Yeah. That's
Sounds
not bad.
hard.
My mom was visiting like a few months ago and I wanted to get lunch. And like I was already out running errands with her. And I pulled into the Wendy's to just grab, because I was like on a budget, and I was like, hey, can I just get like the $6 biggie bag? And I got everything, and my mom goes, all of that for $6? And I was like, yeah, all this for $6. I felt like I was in an infomercial.
A Wendy's commercial.
I know.
Dude, Wendy's, the 4 for $4 is like a lifesaver. Like, it's incredible.
Do they even do the 4 for $4? Because the one I go to, I always have to get the like
5 now, right?
Or
It
like
just doesn't roll off the tongue as well, does it?
No,
yeah,
it's
the
not.
let me get that fo.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I have one positive memory with Arby's, and it was when they were advertising the Meat Mountain. And I texted all my friends. I was like, well, we have to go.
We have to
So-
get
Go
we
to
have to
Meat
get some of the
Mountain.
yeah, we got to get some of this meaty mountain.
So we all meet there, and
You all
we
meet there.
We all and dude, did I ever tell you, bro? Did I ever tell you that? This has nothing to do with this. When I was like 15, I created like lingo for sex, which was "let's meet," but it's MEAT.
Oh god.
Wow.
And you
It's
were how old?
I was like 15. It's still in my notes.
Oh. Dude,
Um,
I didn't know what
Your
sex
notes.
was at 15.
You lie. You never heard of it before? But
Bro
yeah,
was
no,
late to the party.
the meat mountain is a good memory of mine, but that's pretty much it. So yeah,
I-
I'm glad I know.
I haven't been to Arby's since my parents were still together, so that was a long time ago.
Damn.
That was the last time Arby's had ever seen you.
I do have to say, like a couple weeks ago, my girlfriend and I were looking to get lunch, and she was like, "Hey, how about Arby's?" Because it was right there, and I was like, "No."
Are you okay?
I was like, "Do you really want Arby's?" And she's like, "Oh, it's good, it's fine." And I'm like, "I didn't know people like you existed."
Yeah, no, it's like I think it's like a much better option than Burger King. They just have more variety. Burger King is rubber to me at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I mean? But
I
I haven't had
honestly-
the Impossible Whopper. It's probably pretty good.
it's fine. Just like
Okay.
everything else there, it's fine.
Just
But also, they did have that Spider-Man burger,
yeah, yeah.
of
Well,
which
here's
tasted
my-
slightly off.
I always think they're like cooking ex-employees, and that's what they're giving you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
well,
I
pretty tough.
think Burger King's just too expensive for what it is. Like I went there a few months ago, and it was like $18 for.
Whoa,
I was like,
that's madness.
yeah, and I was like, what the shit, dude?
Burger King plummeted when they got rid of their crown-shaped chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's when
another
this
thing,
world started
Wendy's-
going to shit.
Yeah,
Wendy's is on top, dude. They're spicy nugs.
spicy nugs, man.
Yeah,
Woo.
they're pretty good.
Okay,
Right.
I love how we spent more time talking about that.
That's fair. I don't see the problem.
So I'm gonna shoot you with another random question,
All right,
and it has nothing to do with fast food. Nothing to do with food.
got me
But
hungry.
if you could have any pet in the world, like any animal for a pet, and it would not like, oh, I'm just gonna have this pet shark sitting here. Like you actually had like a tank for a shark or whatever it was. Like
Yeah,
you
okay,
had
okay.
everything you needed to take
Mhm.
care of this pet. What would it be?
Yo, I gotta go one of those cute monkeys.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen those things on TikTok?
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like a handful and a half. But if I could ethically have one, please give me one.
I
They're
love
like-
that. I love that you said ethically, because there's so many people that get one expecting it to be like a dog, and it's like, no, it's like a child.
Yeah,
It's like
That's-
a child that can jump to the ceiling.
yeah, and then
like
stay there.
that's like
Yeah.
15 to 20. That's 15 to 20 years of your life where all you can do is take care of it.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like that they put diapers on them. I think it's funny.
yeah.
they're super cute. And every time I like see a video, I'm like, I want one. And then like I think about it for half a second, and I'm like, oh, I don't want one. But
when I was a kid, I always told my dad I wanted a pet monkey, and his answer, he always said no, and his reasoning was always the same. It was no, because they shit in your hand and throw it at you.
which I think that would be a party.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like, what? I was at
It's
my
like, that's
friend's-
why I just shit in my hand and throw it back. I went,
Yeah.
I was at my friend's house a few months ago,
and he shit in his hand?
No, no, but
He threw it at you.
he has like a pet fish, and he was like, that fish is really cool, and I was like, why? He goes, he comes. I was like,
What?
and he meant like he comes to you when you kill him. But he said that, and I was like on command or what? Like, what do you mean?
Fishy.
Yeah, but yeah, my friend's fish comes.
That's
That's
insane. To you.
I got nothing. I
He
got
comes
nothing for that.
over.
Yeah, he comes to you. So it would be a monkey. I think I'd probably pick a monkey as well, to be honest. People that say like snakes, fuck that.
I was
I don't-
literally about to say I would love to have a big snake.
Yeah, no, I would probably never come to your house.
I used to have a ball python, and he died when I was like a senior in high school because he was super old. And ever since then, like, I mean, obviously, like that was a long time ago, but I'm like, I would love to get like a step up from a ball python and get like a boa where they reach like 8 feet. I would love to have one someday. They are so fucking cool.
You might have just set a record. I think you might be the first kid who wasn't homeschooled that wanted a snake.
Dude, but like people knew, like I got my first snake when I was in 8th grade. It wasn't the ball python because I got the ball python later. I got him, I would like rescued him from an abusive home, or my dad and I did.
Well, they punched the snake?
No, they just neglected him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think it'd be funny if they were like fist fighting the snake.
Cage fighting a snake.
Yeah.
Well, the first one I got was a smaller breed of boa, and I got it like in 8th grade, and everyone knew because I told everyone like in middle school, like, oh, I got a pet snake. Look at all these pictures. I had people coming over to see the snake and like, hey, can we hold the snake? And I'd bring it outside, and like everyone loved it. And then like following high school, people were like, do you still have your snake? And I'm like, yeah, I still have it. Like, yeah. It's like, look how big she is. But then,
I wouldn't have been your friend.
Do you find snakes cute?
Some
Nah.
ball pythons.
What the fuck, dude?
The ball pythons are the boop snakes. Ball pythons are the ones where you go, excuse me, a boop. And it's adorable.
They're fucking lizards with no legs.
They're not lizards. There are legless lizards, though.
That's a snake.
No,
Dude,
it's not. No, it's not.
The fact that they move without legs is frightening to me. Okay, you never seen Anaconda?
Yeah,
it's real.
No, it's not,
real, dude. Snakes that big exist. Okay.
No.
Yes.
No, not that big. They used to. Have you ever heard of the Titanoboa?
No, that sounds awesome though.
It's a prehistoric snake. It was the biggest snake that ever lived, and it was like 40-something feet long.
Yeah, I'd rather not. So we should change the subject. I'm getting upset.
Okay.
All right, Harlan, we got another one for you. We got another one.
But
okay?
this is a movie question.
This is movie related.
Okay.
So
sort of. Actually, it's more content.
Now.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Were you looking at? Did you say you were looking at snake pictures?
Yeah. That's why I was a little freaking out over here a little bit.
Harlan just like starts having a seizure.
I can't do it. I gotta go.
All right, Harlan.
Yes.
As a content creator, a successful content creator.
Oh, shucks.
What advice would you give for young and, according to Broen, hungry content creators?
I think the most important thing is you should always take inspiration from people you admire online, but make sure it's always your voice. Stick to what you want to talk about, because the moment you are like, well, everybody's into this, so I should not talk about what I want to talk about and talk about this instead. That's okay every now and then, but stick to your guns and what you want to talk about, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to get people to want to see more of you.
Nice.
And that's something I've learned several times over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly feel like that's just something you just have to remind yourself of.
Just be you.
Personally.
That's good advice even outside of content. Be yourself.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But
unless you like snakes, then go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Lonely Island, like Andy Samberg and Yorm, and have you heard their earlier songs? Like, it's like, we like sports and we don't care who knows it.
No,
because there's
how early are we talking here?
Like early, like probably like, I think so. Okay, it's styled to look like it's pre-SNL, but I think it was done on purpose because they do look a little bit older in it. But there's Andy Samberg's character walks out with a big ass boa wrapped around his head, and they're like, "Go fuck your snake." It's really funny. I don't know. You reminded me of that when you were like, "Unless you have a snake, go fuck yourself." It's like, unless you have a snake, go fuck your snake.
Harlan, we're gonna keep talking about movies, obviously.
Yeah. Now we're going back.
All right.
We're going back.
Talking about Anaconda.
No.
The music video.
All right.
Harlan, what are your top 5 movies ever made?
All right. My personal top 5
Yeah.
I have my top 4 on Letterboxd, and I just knocked one. I just replaced one recently,
Oh,
so I do have my top 5, and I try to go from ranging genres.
Sure.
But my number 1 movie, it's basic, but I can't help it. It's La La Land. That's just numero uno.
That's a great movie.
Numero uno.
If anyone tells you, and this is for all the listeners, if anyone tells you that your favorite movie is basic, no matter what it is, because my favorite movie is Star Wars, or the original A New Hope, Star Wars, my favorite movie. People tell me it's basic. I punch them square in the noggin. I punch them in the cranium.
Punching someone in the head is so like such a power move as opposed to the face. Like in the back of the head is so funny.
On the top of the head, you go over them.
Bam!
Bonk. La La Land is great though.
Fantastic.
I love La La Land. I absolutely
10
adore
for
that
me.
movie. That's a
9
10 out of 10 for me. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love La La Land.
And then
Great
number
pick. Great
2.
pick.
Number 2 is admittedly it's a little bit less basic, but I gotta go Little Miss Sunshine. You guys seen this movie?
No.
I got it on Blu-ray for free, but I still haven't seen it.
All right, you too. If you're ever feeling down and turn on this movie, and even if it doesn't make you feel better, like if you're still feeling down, you'll still be like, damn, that was a good 2 hours. It is a great movie.
I'm adding it to my watch list right now on Letterboxd.
It's Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. There are several other names in it.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston's in it at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Tony Collette? Paul Dano?
Yeah.
Paul Dano. I was gonna say Timothy Chalamet, but that was A Beautiful Boy. Paul Dano's in it.
It's a really, really sweet movie that I really enjoy.
All right. Add it to the watch list.
Attaboy. All right, cool. And then my number 3 has got to be Spider-Man. Oh, the OG.
The OG
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Dude.
Did you see it in theaters?
Oh, yeah. I cried, bro. Opening sequence.
So good in theaters.
I wish.
One thing I thought was really... Because I've seen... Spider-Man 2002 might be the movie I've seen the most. Like, I've watched that movie so many times that, like, it almost to a certain point doesn't even feel like a movie anymore because I have it memorized to such a T. But seeing it in theaters and seeing different people laugh at different parts that I didn't even find that funny was so interesting. I really enjoyed seeing that. I don't know if I'll get to see Spider-Man 2.
Well, it's because, like, when you think about it, this is like your first time watching it with that many people.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen the movie so many times, but you've only watched it like alone or with your family or with a friend or a couple of friends, you know? And I would love to get the chance to see Spider-Man 2 in the theater. I highly doubt I'll be able to because I'm already seeing Alien for its anniversary this month.
Spider-Man 2's better.
No.
I've never seen Alien, so...
Whoa!
Excuse... What?
That's crazy! Dude, good for you. Never watch it. Never...
I will. Who needs... James Cameron, he's not going anywhere.
Ridley Scott. The first one is Ridley Scott. James Cameron did the second one.
If I was more confident with this recording software, I would have left and come back, but I'm too scared they'll end the recording, so I'm not... So just pretend pretend that dramatic event happened.
I'll cut you out, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, that's wild. You've never seen Alien.
I love not seeing, like, giant movies like that because it just makes people mad. So, like, Lord of the Rings, haven't, you know? And I like that I haven't.
I hadn't until, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, that's fine.
Lord of the Rings is like Spider-Man or Star Wars to me, where there was never a moment where I didn't know what it was.
I've always known what it was. I just never watched it, you know?
So I guess Harlan... back to Spider-Man, because that's one of your favorite movies, would you also... I mean, you'd obviously say it's like the best Marvel movie or best like superhero movie, or your favorite?
My favorite, yes.
Okay.
But the best... I mean, Spider-Man 2 is better.
Yeah.
But I prefer
Spider-Man
Spider-Man 1.
up there.
Yeah.
This watch in theaters, I just kind of... it was nice, like you said, to sit back and see other people experience it, especially like kids were there seeing it for the first time, I assume.
There was no kids in
Um,
my theater, so that's interesting.
That's good.
Yeah, there were a few kids, like 4 or 5, and I was like, this could be their first time seeing this movie. But it was so. It was just like I was watching it from an entirely different perspective. Like the storytelling is just so clear and
Yeah.
crisp in that film.
Yeah.
Which is why I will still stand by that Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, is the best comic book origin movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
it
Like
is.
I think
Absolutely.
when it comes to origin stuff, like tackling the superhero's origin, I think it's better than Batman Begins. I think it's better than Man of
100%.
Steel. It's better than Iron Man.
100%.
It's better than Captain Marvel. It's better than
No, it's
you
not
know.
better than Captain Marvel. You're lying.
What are you talking about?
It's like her name is
Harlan.
literally Captain Marvel.
I hardly know her. What's next?
Next, my favorite comedy of all time,
Ooh.
Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, Lonely Island. Just talking about Lonely Island. That's
Yeah.
great.
Fantastic fucking film.
Hot
It's-
Rod. It doesn't matter how many times I see that movie, I will still laugh at every joke in that
It's
movie.
so good.
It's so good.
so
No,
good.
it's because it knows what it is. It's so
Yeah.
self-aware. Like him breaking off to go do the Footloose dance while still in full costume with his cape flying everywhere.
I need to go to my special place. It's so fucked. That movie it's just so good. It's so
When I see clips online of like Jermuk still getting like pushed into the van when he's dancing, I will laugh no matter where I am. That's so funny.
Dude,
it's just so specific. It's such a specific type of humor, and like I understand why people don't like it if they don't, but like I just gravitate towards that movie so hard.
sometimes all you need in life is just that comedy movie that never fails to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And that's so awesome that Hot Rod is yours because everyone has one. For me, I'd probably say it's Step Brothers. I will never not laugh at Step Brothers.
Tommy Boy is up there
Tommy Boy,
for sure.
oh, amazing!
I think that's my number 2.
Tommy Boy
Wow.
is amazing. The original Dumb and Dumber, the
Yep,
first
that's
Hangover.
my number 3. Yep.
Yeah, the first Hangover I love so much.
You could
It's-
Dumb and Dumber I think might be the most like some people love that movie and some people hate it. And there's really no in between for that one
Yeah.
specifically.
And I know I've met people that hate it.
Yeah, some of my
You
closest
know,
friends hate
and-
that movie.
Yeah,
It's a pretty easy movie to hate, I feel like, if you're not into that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I think it's perfect. It's in my top 10. I think it's fucking incredible.
I think the difference between movies like Tommy Boy and Dumb and Dumber compared to movies like Hot Rod, or even like I would put Anchorman in the same category as Hot Rod because
Mhm.
Hot Rod and Anchorman are ridiculous people in a ridiculous world. Like everyone is zany, everyone is cartoony and bouncing all over the place. But you have movies like Tommy Boy and Step Brothers and Dumb and Dumber where it's idiotic people in a real world where half of the humor is watching
Yeah.
people react to their stupidity.
Yeah, that's
you know.
true.
How do you guys feel about Talladega Nights? Are you on the train?
I like that movie. I think I've only seen it once or twice, so I can't say
Wow.
like I'm like a big fan of that movie. But if it was on, I'd watch it and enjoy it.
For me, Talladega Nights is always a group movie. I could never, it's not like Step Brothers where I can just sit down and watch it no matter who I'm with
Yeah.
or if I'm alone. Talladega Nights, I have to watch it with a group. It's one of those movies where you just, like, I'd honestly also might even put Nacho Libre up there where I love Nacho Libre, but I can't watch it alone. I have to watch it with other people.
Mm.
Fair.
It has to be like the main event for that night is watching Nacho Libre or Talladega Nights.
That is a main event title, though, for sure.
No, absolutely. So is this number 5?
So the
my
last I have one more. This is the one that got knocked off. It was replaced by Little Miss Sunshine. But Prisoners.
Ooh,
Incredible.
Denis Villeneuve, dude.
That one-
movie.
I love that one.
It is.
It's pretty incredible. It's like it's pretty fucking incredible. It's just everybody in that movie is like on their game. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
firing on all cylinders. Like it's fucking amazing.
I
It's-
love
it-
showing that movie to people and seeing them try to. I adore movies where it's like there's a mystery going on. Try to figure out this mystery before the main character can. Like that's just fun.
Yeah.
And I
didn't.
I was able to. I figured it out, and then when it happened, I was like, "You're awesome, Harlan," and that's why it's on my top 5.
Nice.
I watched it for the first time like I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't
Same.
think I predicted it. I think it was something that was in the back of my head, but I didn't want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to say what it is, just in case people haven't seen it, because
Yeah.
it truly is a fantastic piece of film. It's and like that's what I can say it is. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh, it's a great movie. No, it is an immaculate.
It's a film, dude.
It is a film. It is a piece of art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Prisoners is great.
anybody's listening to this and they like psychological thrillers and they haven't seen Prisoners, it will be one of your favorite
Yes.
films. Like it
And
just will.
if you want to watch a movie for performances, you know, if you want to watch a movie for the suspense, for the mystery, it really really is a great movie. That's a great pick. That's a great pick. I'd have to watch Dune 2 again, but as far as I know, it might be my favorite Villeneuve movie.
Yeah, I would honestly say Dune 2 or that one. It's
Yeah.
close. I really enjoyed Dune 2.
Oh, Dune 2, yeah, Dune 2 was a masterpiece because it was that same type of art, because it's same director, so it's someone who sees movies as a film, as an artwork, you know, a piece of art. And you know, something as small in scale, as personal of a story as Prisoners is, it works so well. But he was able to capture that same art form on a movie as big as Dune.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. And one could like, if somebody was like, listen, I really like Prisoners, I really like Dune 2, but the fact that Dune 2 tackled such a larger story and was so successful makes me prefer Dune 2. Like that's a super credible argument. But
I'd probably say that Dune 2 is more rewatchable because Prisoners gets rough at times.
Yeah.
It's a tough movie to sit through.
You can't watch. I think when I saw Dune 2, I saw it with my roommate, and then I made my mom watch it, and then like I just brought everybody I could to it. So I've seen that movie so many times.
Movies like that where you're just like, I have to show this to everybody I know.
Yeah. No, I unfortunately have only seen Dune 2 once. I saw it with my girlfriend's dad because she had no interest in seeing it and her mom had no interest in seeing it. So he and I were just like, cool, let's just go together.
Hell yeah.
And Prisoners, I watched like 2 or 3 years ago. And I remember I watched it when I was living with my then girlfriend. And I remember like she went to bed and I stayed up and I watched it. And it was so good, but it was so dark and brutal that I was like, the next morning I went up to her and I was like, I just watched this movie last night. And I just have to tell you because it's like one of the best movies I've watched in recent years, but I know you're going to hate it. So I'm not going to bother showing it to you. Yeah. And it kills me a little bit that you would hate it so much. Cause it's like, but then I showed it to, I think my stepdad like a year later. And he was like, yeah, that was fucking amazing. I was like, thank you.
That's awesome.
It's pretty incredible. I don't remember a lot of it because I watched it, like I said, for the first time a few years ago. The scene I remember the most, aside from the bathroom scene with the sink, because it's all over like
it's all
Instagram,
over, yeah.
where it's like top 10 movies ever made or best performances, and it's like
white guy screaming.
Yeah,
I've abandoned my boy.
Yeah.
The thing I remember the most is the dog scene, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but like when you just, you know what I mean. In the street.
Oh yes,
Rough.
when he's walking the dog.
Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, fuck, dude. Like animal stuff in movies like always gets me, so I was just like, god damn it. But everything in that movie is like perfect. And he is probably one of the best directors working today.
I would argue he's my favorite personally.
I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's a good one.
And what other big ones has he done? I saw
Arrival, Enemy.
Arrival I didn't love.
Sicario.
That one I haven't seen. I
haven't seen Sicario or Enemy.
Enemy is weird.
Enemy is weird, and I watched it maybe a little bit under some
influence.
Substances, under the influence, and I think that was a little bit too much for me at the time, so I might have to rewatch that one.
It is an overwhelming movie.
In that movie, I need to watch dead sober because And otherwise, I
Even
won't.
sober, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you don't have a
Yeah.
chance sober, so under the
Yeah.
influence, no shot.
Yeah.
That's
What a
awesome.
great top 5.
That is a great top
Thank
five.
you,
solid
thank
top
you,
5.
thank you, thank you.
Because last time we did this, Barbie was there. Where's Barbie sitting now?
Barbie was my favorite movie of 2023.
Yeah.
Where it'd be sitting now, if I had a top 10, maybe it'd be up there.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. It's still, you know,
Yeah. Well, so
right as always.
Yeah.
um
That movie's so fucking good.
so because La La Land is your favorite, do you like Whiplash?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So much.
I don't think I've met anybody that doesn't like Whiplash, to be
I love
honest.
Whiplash. That was another one that I watched too late. I watched it like a year ago, and it's one of my favorite movies.
It's so
Pretty
good.
incredible.
La La Land's better, personally.
Potentially a hot take.
Well,
I
I
don't know
mean,
how I don't know if that's a hot take.
we
or
knew
not, 'cause they're
this
both so incredible.
because La La Land's my numero uno. So
I watch them for different reasons, like because
that's very fair. Yeah.
yeah, you know, because
How do you-
I huh?
Let's go ahead.
Well, if I want to feel more uplifting, I would watch La La Land. If I need to watch something that'll just make me happy, because I just absolutely adore that movie.
That
But
movie
if I
makes
wanna
you feel
watch-
happy. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a melancholy feeling.
Yeah,
You feel good, and it's like this. This is your feelings.
Yeah, for real, for real.
well, because I'm also such a sucker for musicals, because I also did theater in high school. So I love musicals. Like, everyone was shitting on Wonka when it came out because it was a musical.
I
And
have that on Blu-ray. It's so good.
Dude, I watched it in the opening scene of him singing on the boat. I leaned over to my girlfriend and I was like, I am already loving this. Like,
Yeah.
No.
So since you love Whiplash and La La Land, how do you feel about Babylon?
I knew that question was coming.
I actually haven't seen Babylon yet, so I'll
It's
leave this
good.
to you guys.
That is such a split movie. Like, for people, some people hate it, some people love it.
It's good. Here, hold up. My roommate's here real quick. Give me 1 second. Hey, yo, Dev. Yeah. I'm recording a podcast, just so you know.
Shut the fuck up, Dev.
Hey, Dev.
They say hi.
I didn't.
It's not Dean. Okay, cool. Yeah, Babylon was fine. It was good. But it was, I think I've only seen it once, and it's prior to that I was expecting La La Land material. I knew I wasn't gonna get that,
Sure,
but that was my
yeah.
last thing I saw of Damien Chazelle. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
David Chazelle.
So
Yeah, bro, and I'm super excited to see how you feel about that movie.
I
'cause
know,
it's
I
a
need to
love
watch it. I
letter
need to watch it.
film. It is a love letter to cinema,
Mhm.
in a very special tone, and Tobey Maguire is crazy in it.
yeah, but he's only in
but
it
yeah.
for like 10 minutes, so don't
Yeah.
expect it to be a Tobey Maguire movie.
But
Sad.
yeah, it's pretty great. I think Damien Chazelle is one of the best directors working today as well, and I'm very interested to see what's next from him.
I think Damien Chazelle just has a super bright future, and I don't know if I would say he's one of the best. Well,
I just love all three of the movies that I haven't seen.
First Man.
Is it First Man? Yeah. I
Oh,
haven't
First
seen
Man's good, but I honestly think Babylon's better than First Man, personally.
Okay.
He doesn't seem, because First Man seems like it's probably got a pretty big budget from what I know about it.
Mhm. And it's
He
not
doesn't
written by
seem
Damien
like-
Chazelle either, so it's
Gotcha. It
it's
just doesn't seem like something he should be doing. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a space director. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the space sequence in that movie is really cool though.
Okay.
It's
Out of
really
10.
well done. Out of 10, I'd maybe give it a 7.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
It's Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Cool. No, yeah, I'll get around to watching Babylon and First Man, because I do love Whiplash and I absolutely love La La Land, and I love how he made Whiplash so that he could make La La Land. You know, because he wanted to make La La Land first, but that was obviously too big of a movie, so he made Whiplash, and then he made a short film to prove that he could make Whiplash, and yeah, but I those are two of my favorite movies ever. I totally love your list. I added Little Miss Sunshine to my watch list, so I'll definitely watch that soon, and I'll let you know. But
Excellent.
I don't have anything else to say or ask. Do you,
I'm
Parker?
grateful we did this. I'm grateful
Yeah.
we did this because
Yeah.
the first episode was good as well, and then it just kind of got lost through a series of difficult events. What was that movie? Oh, a series of unfortunate events. Love that one.
That's a
The Jim
bang. I haven't
Carrey
seen that
one.
one in a while.
I think you might have to turn it up, dude. Banger. But anyway, we love the movies. Harlan loves the movies. Harlan, where can they find you if they want to follow you?
FluffieDuffie on all platforms. If you can't find me, put an underscore at the end of it, and then you'll be able
All
to
right.
find me.
There we go.
Do you do YouTube as well? I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I try to be as frequent on YouTube as I can, but it doesn't always work out how I want it to.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Well, Harlan, this was an absolute blast. I'm so happy we had a second chance at doing this, doing it right this time.
Hopefully everything's gonna go all right this time. Fingers
for
crossed.
sure. For sure. It'll be out this Friday, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then we definitely love to have you on again if you're down someday.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you for listening, and you can always follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Our TikTok is the Flix Cap Podcast, FLIXCAP Podcast. Instagram, we got the Flix Capacitor Pod, and then always Twitter, we got Flix Cap Pod. YouTube, the Flix Capacitor Podcast. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, Bro and the Movie Maker across the board. Parker, where can they find you?
You can find me at Parker McNerney or Blu-ray Daddy or any. You can find me on the street if you'd like. I'm out there sometimes. And we appreciate you for listening. We love you more than anything in the entire world. And Harlan is an incredible guest and an incredible person with a great hat. And
You're damn right. Just that last part.
damn straight. You got a bird in mouth.
But thank you guys.
anyway.
Thank you.
Anyway, Broen, what do we have to tell him?
Love you. Bye.